The Final Curtain, Diane Keaton, 1946, 2025. On October 11, 2025, the world lost one of its most singular and beloved screen presences. Diane Keaton, age 79, passed away in California. Her death was confirmed by a family spokesperson, who asked for privacy during this deeply sorrowful time. The cause of death has not been made public. What is clear is that her passing has provoked a profound wave of grief, remembrance, and celebration of her craft, her spirit, and her enduring imprint on cinema and culture. A life in brief. From Diane Hall to Keaton icon roots and early life. Diane Keaton was born Diane Hall on January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles, to a homemaker mother and a father who worked in real estate and civil engineering. She showed early interest in performance and eventually moved to New York to pursue the craft. When she enrolled in acting circles, she discovered that another, Diane Hall, was already registered, so she adopted her mother's maiden name and became Diane Keaton. She studied under the famed acting teacher Sanford Meisner, whom she later credited with helping her embrace complexity and truth in character work. Rise to stardom. Keaton's early career was rooted in theater. She performed in Broadway productions like Hair and Play It Again, Sam, 1968, before transitioning fully into film. Her film debut came in Lovers and Other Strangers, 1970. Her big break arrived when she was cast as Kay Adams in The Godfather, 1972, a role she returned to in The Godfather Part 2, 1974, and Part 3, 1990. But it was Annie Hall, 1977, that became her signature. Her performance won her the Academy Award for Best Actress and forever altered the look and tone of romantic comedy in Hollywood. Over a career spanning 5 decades, she took on varied roles in Red's Marvin's Room, Something's Gotta Give, The First Wives Club, Father of the Bride, Book Club, and earned multiple Oscar nominations. She also worked behind the camera, directing, producing, writing, and exploring other creative outlets. Personal life and values. Keaton was often associated with characters unafraid to be quirky, vulnerable, and real. Her personal style, often mixing masculine and feminine elements like hats, ties, oversized glasses, became as iconic as her performances. Though she had high-profile relationships, Woody Allen, Warren Beatty, Al Pacino, she never married. Instead, later in life, she adopted 2 children, Dexter in 1996 and Duke in 2000. Keaton was candid about her struggles. She battled bulimia earlier in life and spoke openly in interviews about aging, mortality, and parenthood. In one interview, she admitted a fear of dying while my kids are still young, a concern born from familial loss. Her father died at 68. The final act, death, legacy, and unfinished work. Her death came unexpectedly, with little public warning and no confirmed prior health condition. In the months before her passing, insiders reported a sudden decline in health, but specifics remained private. Around that time, Keaton did something poignant. She listed her beloved dream home in Brentwood, California, for sale, despite having planned to remain there forever. The house, which she had renovated over 8 years, and which had inspired her book The House That Pinterest Built, was a deeply personal project. She also had 3 film projects in development that she would never complete: a drama with Andy Garcia, a romance with Richard Gere, and a survival thriller. Whether those projects will ever see fruition, or how much of her influence is already embedded, remains uncertain. Reverberations across Hollywood, tributes and reflection. The outpouring of tributes was immediate and heartfelt. Bette Midler, co-star in The First Wives Club, called Keaton brilliant, beautiful, extraordinary, and lamented her loss to the world. Other stars, Kimberly Williams Paisley, Rosie O'Donnell, Octavia Spencer, Elizabeth Perkins, Katie Strickland, shared memories of her kindness, generosity, and authenticity. Filmmakers and critics likewise praised her unique convergence of humor, depth, and spontaneity. On social media, one frequent remark was, "What you saw was who she was." Many noted that Keaton's presence felt timeless. She remained active in film into her later years. Her last films include Summer Camp and Arthur's Whiskey, 2024. In December 2024, she even released her first solo single, First Christmas. Her iconic style also continued to be a subject of fascination. As early as 1 year before her death, she spoke of her deep love of hats, glasses, and thrifted finds. Her style choices were more than fashion. They were an expression of identity. She has left tangible honors behind: a handprint ceremony at TCL Chinese Theater and numerous awards, including an AFI Life Achievement Award. An enduring legacy. Diane Keaton's passing is a moment of loss, but her life invites reflection on how we think about women in film, the evolving roles of maturity, and the interplay between persona and vulnerability. She broke molds, not the leading lady in her prime mold, but many of the molds that followed. She made room for characters who could be idiosyncratic, reflective, awkward, graceful, or funny, often all at once. She showed that reinvention and persistence matter. She did not fade quietly. She continued working, exploring new mediums, and defining her terms through her later years. Her style was an extension of self. The hats, glasses, suits, clothes she wore were not costumes. They were extensions and declarations of who she was. And on mortality, she spoke of death openly, without melodrama. Her reflections were quiet but telling. The fact that her death was sudden and privately kept resonates with how she often lived, balancing public presence with personal reserve. Though there is sadness in thinking of the film she never made, the stories she